to record.
Noted.
Officially. Hang on 1 second here. Done. Okay. All right. Welcome back to Outside in Music Happy Hour number 2. It's Tuesday, March 24th, and I'm really excited to be joined by some fantastic musicians here on the stream. We've got Owen Broder, Remy LeBoeuf, Michael Thomas, Kang. I don't know how to say Kang's last name still after all this time, so I'll let him introduce himself. And Mike Conrad. I'm just going to we're going to go around really quick, and I want you to introduce yourself to everyone. Just let us know who you are, what's your instrument, where you are quarantined, and what you are drinking for this happy hour.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can go first while you collect yourselves. Obviously, I'm Nick Finzer. I am in Texas right now because I have to teach at the University of North Texas. I am drinking Elijah Craig bourbon for that's everything. I play trombone. So let's go to Mike Conrad.
Hi, Mike Conrad. I'm holed up in Cedar Falls, Iowa, where I teach at the University of Northern Iowa. I'm a composer, pianist, trombonist, and I'm drinking my favorite water.
Amazing. Kang?
Hi, this is Kang Chakat, and I'm a pianist, composer. I'm stuck in Richwood, New York right now, and I love to drink, but I just got off from fever, so I'm probably not gonna drink tonight. Yeah, scary.
Yeah, that's scary. Mike, other Mike?
My name's Michael Thomas. I'm a saxophonist and composer. I'm in Long Island City right now in New York, and I'm actually drinking a local beer from one of the breweries in the neighborhood, the Pilsner from Fifth Hammer.
Nice.
Nice. Owen?
I'm Owen Broder. I'm a saxophonist and composer. I'm quarantined in Hamilton Heights, a little part of Harlem in New York. And I was underprepared, so I had to dash away to grab the first thing that I could find in the fridge, which was a Modelo. So
nice.
Classic Harlem brew.
And Remy?
Hey, everybody. My name's Remy. I'm in Brooklyn, New York, saxophonist and composer. I forgot to get a drink, so I've got some olive oil here at the table. But you know what? I'm actually making biscuits. So in 15 minutes, I'm going to have to leave for 2 seconds. I'll share them with you virtually.
That's amazing. Making biscuits.
Yeah.
I've been following your Instagram adventures, Remy. You've been cooking a lot.
They are adventures. Yeah.
Okay, so to kick this off, I want to have everyone answer this very, very important question. But if you had to be quarantined with one jazz musician, who would it be, and why? Anybody, jump in.
Alive?
Alive or dead, doesn't matter. Any jazz musician, or any. Let's choose. It could be any musician, because any musician.
I think I feel like I'd have to pick a pianist or somebody who's good at comping, because then they'd, really be supportive of me.
Oh, sure.
So maybe I'd go with Bill Evans. I feel like he wouldn't be a pain in the ass. He'd be really kind of mellow to live with. Probably have some interesting conversations. He'd give me my space, but he'd have some interesting ideas. I'll go with Bill.
I'm about to say Bill Evans as well. He's like my hero. So I'm gonna start with him.
Well, why Bill Evans, King?
He actually probably the first jazz pianist I really listened to, and he's the one who made me choose to study music actually.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's why.
Owen, who are you gonna pick?
Well, I think I'd probably go with Jay Anderson, just because I know he's got that beautiful house up in New Paltz, kind of away from everything, and I know he's got good taste in scotch, and the hang is always good. So
sounds like you're really a grifter.
I mean, you asked about quarantine specifically. The situation is dire.
I mean, you're totally right. I'm not disagreeing. Sounds like a great place to be. Mike, any of the
Um,
mics?
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a piano player. So maybe I don't know. I'd probably have to go with Herbie.
Mm.
Seems like he's pretty zen about basically everything. So doesn't seem like it would be too difficult to be stuck with him for as long as this lasts.
Totally true. And Conrad, Mike Conrad, what do
Man,
you think?
sounds like a pretty good call, you know. And I feel like I could definitely learn a thing or two from him, as well as yeah, he seems like he'd be really easy to hang with. Uh, like Remy was saying, give me my space, and yeah. So let's go with that.
Nice. So I do want to give everybody the chance to be able to tell people, like, what was the last project that we worked on together whenever your last record came out. For some, it's been more recent than others, but so why don't we just go around now and you can tell people, what the last project you were working on with us was, and then what else you're working on currently.
I guess I'll go. I put out my first record under my own name with Outside In Music. You guys are the best. It's called Light as a Word, and it's kind of a quintet / sextet. I'm playing alto saxophone on the whole thing. Walter Smith's on tenor. Charles Altura's on guitar for a couple tunes. Then Aaron Parks on piano, Matt Brewer on bass, and Peter Cronreif on drums. And it was a really fun project. The music was all original and kind of modern jazzy stuff. And I just wanted to make a statement that kind of established, like, this is the kind of person I am, and these are my musical values. And a lot of the music was about interaction and listening and intimacy, which is something I really value a lot in music. I feel like we operate in a world where everyone is so concerned with proving themselves and impressing each other and showing what they can do. And a lot of the music and a lot of the, I think, values of the band too are really kind of founded on the principles of listening and intimacy and people who aren't afraid to be intimate with their music. And, that's basically it. So since then, I put out another record called Assembly of Shadows with my jazz orchestra. Yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Beautiful. Mike Thomas.
I guess the last project that I released and the first one I've done with Outside In Music was the Terraza Big Band, which I co-lead with Edward Perez. And we started that band in 2015, playing at Terraza 7 in Jackson Heights, and finally got around to documenting it 2.5 years later, and it came out last year. So it was kind of a culmination of the monthly gig that is temporarily on hold. We're keeping our fingers crossed that we'll at least be back for the 5-year anniversary in June. But yeah, everything that we've played, it's been kind of a product of having a place to play every month, and it really made the recording process super easy and, just great to work with everybody in that context, knowing them from other situations. And Nick has played with the band many times before, being in Texas more often than not. So that was kind of our connection, was to put it out on a label that we knew who we were working with, and it was great. So.
And I think you forgot a very important part of all this, which was that it was a Grammy nominated record. Mike's being humble, I suppose.
Oh yeah. Mike.
Which is really amazing for those guys. And you've got something coming out, or supposed to come out soon, right?
Yeah, I have a quartet record that's coming out on Giant Step Arts in May. That's a live recording we did at the Jazz Gallery last summer. And that features Jason Palmer on trumpet and Hans Glavishnig on bass and Jonathan Blake on drums.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. How about Mike Conrad? Why don't you fill us in? What's been happening?
Yeah, so it's been a few years since the All Angles Orchestra released their record on Outside In, album called New Angle. And that's a 15-piece group. The instrumentation is the same as the instrumentation on the Michael Brecker Quindectet record, Wide Angles, that many of us know and love. So there's 3 woodwinds, 3 brass, a string quartet, and a rhythm section with percussion. And Alex Sipiagin joined us on that album as a soloist. Yeah, and recently, I guess I put together a big band in Iowa, devoted to playing music by Iowa writers, since like nobody really knows what's happening here. And so the goal was to kind of shine a spotlight on what we're doing here and people I like to play with locally, and wrote an Iowa Arts Council grant to record and perform some music. That was supposed to happen this last weekend, and it did not happen. So it'll be kicked down the road a little further, and will happen eventually.
And you're teaching where, Mike?
University of Northern Iowa in Cedar Falls.
And when you made that record when you were in Colorado, though, right?
Yeah, right. So I was doing my doctorate at University of Northern Colorado in Greeley. So it's all Colorado folks in the group. And yeah, that band really isn't playing anymore because it was a lot of people who were like students at the time or who were local to the area and had moved. Some of them are still there, but it's like the kind of thing that, you know, it happened, and I'm really glad we made the record. So we have documentation of it, but to do any more with it would be kind of, you know, off and on things here and there, maybe.
Sure. Great. And Kang, why don't you tell everybody about your record?
Yeah, I have a chance to put out my debut album with Outside in Music last November. Yep, and it's called Laklan, and it's a combination of jazz, modern jazz with a Thai aesthetic. So I'm mixing a Thai music with jazz music that I love, and lately I'm even digging deeper into this Thai traditional music thing. I'm just like learning more about tuning and stuff. Yeah, and that's supposed to be my quarantine project too. So I'm start working on tuning, and I'm start to tuning the piano to Thai tuning music, and it's just like it's a mess now. But yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Wait, so what does that mean? Like, what are you tuning it to?
So right now the Thai tuning system is actually not 12 note as probably everybody knows. It's actually seven notes that are equally distributed. So it sounds different. It sounds almost like Dorian. It's like in between Dorian and Mixolydian, like those kind of sound mixed together. And I've been trying to imitate on piano for a long time, but it's never gonna be working because it's because of the equal tuning and everything. But that's why I was like, why not tune the acoustic piano into a Thai tuning and make the half step. So it's gonna be, I don't know, 14 equal step at the end of the day, and let's see what that happened.
So you did it already?
No, I'm working on it. I'm working on my Korg Mini Log right now, so I can do that. But I haven't really tuned the piano because I'm trying to tune the piano, but it's not as, you know, the result is not as completed as I want it to be right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But hopefully I can show you guys something soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
And Owen?
So I've got 2 albums with Outside In on with Cowboys and Frenchmen, the quintet that I co-lead with Ethan Helm. So you can hear we're splurging and ordering delivery tonight.
Ooh.
But yeah, so we've got two records with Cowboys and Frenchmen on Outside In. The last one came out in 2017, and we're excited to be putting out our third record later this year. It's going to be called Our Highway, and it was recorded live at Subculture in Soho in New York, and it's a through composed set rather than having individual pieces. It's through composed, and it'll be released as a video album. So we've got some footage from the live set, and then we've filmed a lot of stuff while we were on the road, and we're going to be doing some more filming as soon as we are de-quarantined. So we'll be working on that, and we're excited to release that with you guys.
Excellent. Awesome. So everybody's got a lot of great projects, and I appreciate you guys trusting us with them. You know, we're try our best as we move forward here. I got this great glare right in my face. Very good. Can't, there we go. Okay. Nope. So now today I wanted to ask you all this because I got a text earlier today, and this is somebody from, where does he live? I think he lives in Beverly Hills or somewhere in LA, from a client of ours, that there were armed guards standing outside of Whole Foods to, I don't know what you would call it, to watch all the people coming in and out. But I was wondering what other crazy things you guys have encountered so far in this quarantine party.
Wow, crazy.
I haven't
things.
seen that, but I also don't go to Whole Foods. I do my grocery shopping at Fairway.
Yeah, I feel like the more like froofy the grocery store, the more crazy it is. Like,
Yeah.
like that's where all the stuff is off the shelves. Like in my neighborhood, the big kind of like grocery store with all the options it's just decimated by the end of the day. But then the like little bodega grocery store down the street, it's like,
Fully stocked.
it's just like normal. By the way, biscuits came out.
Oh, look at
Dude,
that.
those look
Nice.
great.
Oh yeah.
my God.
What is it with saxophonists and cooking, man? It's like you and Lorray and Broder over here. He
Yeah,
was making
he's
a
trying to
cake
be
the other
like
day.
me.
Ah,
I'm
I
just
see.
kidding. I'm just kidding. No,
Ah.
Lorraine's.
What did you say?
I was joking. I was like, he's trying to be like me. I'm trying to be like him. That's for sure. He's amazing.
And then
Oh, and I didn't know you were a chef.
Well, that would be one of my quarantine projects. I'm a work in progress for sure.
hey, that I saw you post on Instagram that cake. You made a cake the other day. Come
That
on.
was a serious undertaking. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I made a 3-layer caramel cake that turned out pretty well, I gotta say.
Nice.
And Mike cooks too, but he doesn't post any of his stuff. It's
Yeah.
someone else posts on his behalf.
Yeah, we've been making a lot of soup the last few days. We have an immersion blender, and we've basically been going crazy with that.
Nice.
We made black bean soup, cream of celery soup, tomato soup. Yeah, we're just kind of working our way through the soups right now.
I feel like I've hijacked the whole video here with cooking.
It's like,
But I know that my cousin was telling me that in San Francisco, she had some friends who were jogging together, and they got pulled aside by a policeman who was like, "Do you guys live together?" And they're like, "No." And so they each got a $400 ticket.
Oh my gosh.
seriously?
I mean,
For being
it's pretty
together?
it's pretty serious out there. I mean, it's serious in New York, but people aren't taking it that seriously yet.
I just went on a walk today, and everyone's out. Everyone's doing their thing.
Everyone's out in the park. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Kids are playing in
hanging out.
playgrounds.
I actually have no idea. I've been stay put for the past 2 weeks. And
But you
also
said you had a fever. Are you okay?
yeah, I'm better now. Yesterday was bad, but today I feel much better. That's why I was like, maybe I'm not COVID right now. Maybe soon. I don't know. But I haven't gone out for a while. But a trick about shopping is go to Asia's grocery store.
Ah,
For some reason, they always have something. They always have something in Asia grocery store. I
Yeah.
bought it 2 weeks ago. I still have everything in my fridge. It's like I bought lots of stuff.
Wait, so did you get tested, Kang? For
No, I haven't because it just happened yesterday, and I feel better
Oh.
now. And if I went to the hospital today, they'd probably send me home anyway.
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
probably good to just stay in. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, when I guess it was almost 2 weeks ago now, but I was doing some gigs for my record that came out with Lucas Pino, and he was sick, and we ended up going to the urgent care, and like they kind of like quarantined us in the car and came out with like full on like hazmat gear to like take his
Wow.
like sample
Wow.
and whatever.
Wow.
And like I was seeing all over that people couldn't get tested, but like I don't know, we just showed up at that place. It was in Reno, I suppose. Could be why, but then it took 5 days to hear back, so we were like just kind of like, what do we do for 5 days?
Yeah.
Were you,
It's
and
crazy.
you weren't planning on being there for 5 days? They made you stay there?
No, I mean we ended up leaving. He was negative. The test came
Oh.
back negative, but we just like bailed out and
Got
left,
it.
ended the tour like several days early and just came home. But we're like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
I'm supposed to be in LA now.
In LA?
Yeah, my flight is this morning. Supposed to be, but
Oh, okay, yeah.
not anymore.
Owen and I were supposed to be in Italy over the weekend, so
Oh my god. Wow.
that
Northern
didn't happen.
Italy, of all places.
Oh wow. Yeah. Want to be there.
But anyway, maybe moving on to a more positive
Mhm.
subject here. So some of you have already shared a little bit of what your quarantine projects are, but for those, what are you guys working on? What are some things coming up you're using this time for?
All right, nobody wants to talk. I'll go. I'm working on a couple things. I'm writing a book of solo saxophone etudes, sort of solo pieces. They're not necessarily all etudes, but just like short pieces for solo saxophone called vignettes. So I finished the 8th one last night, and it's going to be a book of 12. And you know, for us saxophone geeks out there are a lot of like etudes that are like very kind of classical style etudes, or like jazz etudes that are just, you know, another like, you know, like solo over on Green Dolphin Street or something like that. And I just kind of felt like I wanted to do something that was like more my style, this kind of more modern etudes that could kind of be classical or jazz or just who I am. So that's been fun, and it's been keeping me like really engaged. And also I'm working on a couple like commissions for big band. So I've got a commission from Denver University, and writing for Symphonic Jazz Orchestra, and they're based in Long Beach. And also Jennifer Wharton's Bonegasm, great group.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, so that's keeping me busy. I'm gonna be all right for a little while. I mean, so far, like the whole quarantine life has actually been great. I get to hang out with my awesome girlfriend all day in our wonderful apartment, and I just walk over to, you know, my rehearsal space and I write music, and it's worked out very nicely for me, you know, for now. So that's what I've been up to.
Nice.
Oh, and one other thing, actually, I'm making another big band record. Haha. It's going to be out hopefully in October. It's going to be called
Nice.
Secondhand Smile. And basically the last record I did, we had so much material that we couldn't fit it all in one record. So this whole time I've been planning to put out 2 records. So I've been sitting on this music for about a year now, and I'm really excited to get it out there. So I'm just finishing the mixes and stuff like that right now. So
Cool.
that's what I've got in
Nice,
the works.
man.
So
Who else?
I've been working on. I have this project that we're actually announcing tomorrow. I've been working with Sirentip and Donna Alexa on organizing an online jazz festival and fundraiser to benefit all the musicians that are out of work right now in New York City. I got the green light on it to talk about it tonight, even though we're doing our official announcement tomorrow. But from April 1st through 7th, we're going to have a total of 28 presentations or programs. Each night we'll have 2 sets of music, and during the day we'll have a children's show and a master class or interdisciplinary presentation of one sort or another, each day for 7 days. and all to collect tax-deductible donations through our partnering nonprofit Music Talks. And all of the proceeds will go to supporting musicians who can't perform because all the venues and festivals are shut down right now. So about halfway through April, we'll start allocating $500 grants to musicians. And we've got some pretty great headliners that I'd love to share with you. Some of them are Bill Frisell, Joe Lovano, Becca Stevens, Linda O, and Fabian Almazan, Christian McBride, Chick Corea, John Patitucci, a bunch of others, and all of the performers and presenters are like living under one roof, so that we're all doing our part to prevent the spread of the virus.
Wow. So where can people look for information on that after tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we're going to be launching a website called, that's www.livefromourlivingrooms.com. And we'll be hosting the streaming all through that website.
Wow. Cool. Well, we'll be sure, send me that so I can share it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Awesome. Wow. That's really cool. Mike, what are you up to?
Well, the last couple weeks I've been finishing up a couple of writing projects. I had a sort of a long-term thing arranging basically an album's worth of big band music for a guy in Norway that I just finished up. And then last week I was working on a commission for the Air Force band, the Airmen of Note, which I finished a few days ago. So I've been spending a lot of time writing, just kind of catching up on some stuff that I wanted to practice, spending a lot more time playing flute than I normally do, which has been nice and frustrating. But yeah, just kind of like right now, kind of catching up on some of that kind of stuff. And I'm also shifting all my teaching to online lessons, like I'm sure most of you are. But I'll be continuing to teach for the Heart School, just, doing everything through Zoom. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Have you been teaching online, or has that not started for you yet?
Yep. We started, UNT ended up getting a second week of spring break last week in order to have all the faculty redo the curriculum to move everything online. And it started yesterday. So today was my second day teaching everything online.
This is our week of extended spring break, and then we start next week. So,
gotcha. It's going to be great.
Yeah. It saves me the trip to Connecticut every week.
That's true. Think about all the hours you don't have to spend on the train.
Yeah.
Mike Conrad, what are you up to? What are you working on?
Well, we had spring break last week at UNI and did not get extended spring break. So our spring break was figuring out how to get everything online. And, started yesterday with all of that. So yeah, we're living the Zoom life.
Living the Zoom life.
The foreseeable future. Yeah, that big band that I mentioned, the Iowa Jazz Composers Orchestra. So I had a concert planned for last weekend. We were going to perform on Saturday and then record the following day a suite of new pieces called the Fertile Soil Suite, which are inspired by kind of Iowa specific themes. This was through this Iowa Arts Council grant, so kind of had to have an Iowa angle. So I was, I was like down to the wire on finishing the music, like finishing it the week before the gig, and it looked like the gig might be canceled and all this. So I'm actually a little bit relieved in a way, because I wasn't happy with one of the pieces. It felt kind of rushed. And so I'm going to redo the second movement, kind of start from scratch on that one. And now that I don't have a time crunch, it's sort of nice to be able to do a rewrite on that. And you've probably seen some of these efforts to do these kind of like virtual ensembles where people will kind of record their parts one at a time. I don't want to do that for the actual recording, but for the purposes of kind of rehearsing the stuff, since we can't get together, I sent out a click track the other day, and the rhythm section is going to lay down their parts, and then I'm going to send that out to the horn players, and they're all going to record with whatever they have at home. Some people have home recording rigs, other people don't. We'll just do it on their phone or whatever. So the recording will sound terrible, but it'll like, we'll all learn the music at least, and it'll give us a rough sense of kind of how it's going to fit together. So that'll be kind of interesting, new territory.
Great. And Kang, what else are you working on? You're retuning your piano, but
Well, actually, first of all, I'm actually trying to tune my piano in a well-behaved way right now before I start retune my piano. But actually, all of this is for the artist in residency that I got two this year. One's supposed to start in April at Jamaican Center for the Arts and Learning. It might got canceled, but it's definitely postponed. The other one in Florida, Atlantic Center for the Arts with Vijay Iyer, that one got canceled 2 days ago, and I'm pretty sad about it. But on the bright side, I'm gonna working on this material anyway. I'm like working on the Thai tuning system and trying to, I don't know, combine it with jazz somehow or not. Let's see what happens. I have no idea what's gonna happen. It might not work at all. I might waste time, but yeah, that's what I'm working on.
what was the project going to be with Vijay?
It's what I believe it's more like a collectively residency. So he gathered all this associated artists together and kind of like work on something and maybe present a project at the end of the residency.
Mhm.
So I was writing to him that I'm gonna work on this, kind of like digging more into my Thai roots, and that's why I'm start working on like this tuning system that I want to be able to present there, and maybe working with other artists who are associated artists, and with Vijay Iyer as well at the residency.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing. Well, I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time. I really appreciate everybody being here and sharing what they're up to. And so we'll just go around one last time and just let people know what the best place to connect with you is, whether it's Instagram or your website or whatever. And anything else that I didn't ask you about that you had wanted to plug. Remy, you've been going first. Do you want to jump in?
Sure. Yeah, you can follow me at remyleboeuf.com or on Instagram or Facebook. I don't check my Twitter too much. Also, if you can't, you can spell if you can't spell my name, just Google Assembly of Shadows in Jazz, and that's the name of my jazz orchestra. That's probably going to lead you to me a little bit faster than all the weird vowels in my name. But yeah, really great to see all of you, and I love listening to all your music, and it's kind of cool to be here. So thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
I'm Owen, and my website's www.owenbroder.com. The only platform I really use is Instagram. And like to echo what Remy said, it's cool to be here with you guys. Mike Conrad, it's been a long time since I've seen you. It's cool to see you here, and nice to hear about what all you guys are doing during this crazy time. It's inspiring to hear about all your very, very cool projects. So Nick, thanks for organizing this.
Of course. Mike Thomas, what are you up to?
Well, if anyone wants to get in touch with me, I'm on Facebook or Instagram, or check out my website, which is michaelthomasjazz.com, or the big band website, terrazzabigband.com. And I just recently updated my Bandcamp page with the new quartet record, which is michaelthomasjazz.bandcamp.com. So find me on any of those places, and yeah, good to catch up with everyone. And find out what's happening while we're all locked up in our
Oh.
apartments.
Kang, where can people find you?
Okay, my social media handle is Keng Chakat. So I'm just gonna spell it KENGCHAKAJ, KENGCHAKAJ. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, and also you can find me on kengchakat.info.
Perfect. And Mike Conrad, where can people find you?
Yeah, my website is mconradmusic.com. You can Google my name and jazz. That big band that I was talking about, Iowa Jazz Composers Orchestra, I made a website for that group, and we'll be putting out the video recordings of the suite whenever that happens in the near future. Yeah, I want to echo what people said. Thanks a lot for putting this together. It's good to have something to do and to see some other people who I creatively admire. Remy, your big band record is so beautiful. Owen, I've always loved everything you do, and Nick, I can't wait to hear the new record. I've got 2 more guys I got to check out now, Mike and Kang. I look forward to checking out your music. Great.
Thanks.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, guys.
Later.
See you later.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.